Alexander Stearns, and I'm a student costume designer at Humboldt State University. So costuming for me is, in theater, is important because it helps define who a character is right away. I personally want my costumes to get the audience excited about the show and kind of think, ooh, how did they do that? How does that character become this one, particularly with quick changes?
Situated, miss!
Mrs. Bumry.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Theater into Starcatcher for me is about identity, and I wanted my costume designs to reflect that. With this show, a lot of actors play multiple roles, so we had to have like a base costume. There would be super quick changes, also the possibility of them changing on stage, so they needed like a standard shirt, standard pants, maybe a vest or some other accessory. My own personal touch to my designs is I've noticed I look at color first and the most vibrant colors. Like there's like 7 steps of design of all encompassing of line, pattern, color, shape, silhouette, and color's the first thing I look at. What is this character's color? But first as a costumer, I felt I needed to read the novel that this play was based off of. Then from there, kind of took what descriptions were important in the novel and how I can incorporate that in the characters. And then reading the script multiple times and kind of just getting drafts, like initial thoughts, what's the silhouette of these characters, and then where do I go from there? What is working for the overall show and what isn't? And there was many drafts, yeah, that I worked on.
God save her!
By her grace had only just blinded.
Oh gosh, I think one of the most challenging costumes is the one right behind me for fighting prawn. I have broken probably 45 needles on that, just on the leaves alone, with the incorporation of the millinery wire. I remember I was staying super late into the night, and I invented swear words. I got so frustrated.
Hello! I am king of this island, and you boys are my prisoners.
Fighting prawn was my own personal project because it seemed to be the most challenging of making palm leaves and a lobster carapace vest. But one of my eureka moments for that was I was drafting the pattern for it, and I broke up all of the segments into like separate little drafted parts. And I looked at what the whole vest was and thought I could just make a more shaped puff vest. Why am I making this hard on myself? And so I turned what could have been a 2-hour project into like 30 minutes of drafting. I get really emotional. I cry. It's kind of embarrassing. Like, even thinking about it, I'm starting to cry. It's terrible. But just knowing, crap. Just all the hard work that everyone in the shop and the production team and the actors. And it gets so stressful, and we get, it gets really stressful. Like, we lose sleep over it, and seeing it all come together on opening night, it's just really exciting. I am someone who is incredibly passionate about the work I do, and I put a lot of love and work into costumes because I know it will help the production be the best it can. And I know that, lighting and scenic do the same. And so I have to be at that level as well and serve the production as best I can. I definitely, at some point in my career, want to go into grad school. I think I'd benefit a lot from that. I particularly want to find one where I can work in the shop. I see myself as a hands-on designer, like a lot of the great Broadway designers. Susan Hiltfree, designer of Wicked, was in the shop always working and communicating with the manager and solving problems, and that's the designer I want to be. I want to be in the shop, helping everyone as best I can. You know, maybe someday I'll end up being this is the perfect design, you can't create it, you know, anything better. Take advantage of the opportunities that you have here. We have an amazing hands-on experience, education, you know, in theater, in film and dance at HSU. And if there's an idea, whether it's, you know, costumes, scenic, props, lighting, if that's what you want to do, get on that show right away. Be an assistant, work as the crew, get into those classes to learn, and you know, you can work on as many shows as you want and are able to do, provided that you're driven enough.
Guys, this is gonna be one awfully big adventure.
You said it.
Ready?
Ready!